Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back and happy Monday. We are doing a mask Monday today, and I think you guys are crooked. Let's see. Is that better? I feel like that's better. Anyway, we are doing a mask Monday today, and I have actually put a little bit of a halt on this particular series here on my channel for a while now, only because I got to the point where my mask collection from masks that I was purchasing to review was massive. Like, it almost took up one entire drawer in my bathroom, and I thought I should slow my roll here. This is not reasonable for any human being. So I did pass off a lot of masks to friends and family who are enjoying the products, and I know so because they tell me, like, I really like this. I'm like, you can buy it here. Yeah, I need to slow my roll a little bit. For me, I think a reasonable mask collection would be no more than 5. So that's what I'm trying to get down to. However, if there is a mask that I am interested in, I am certainly going to try it. So anyway, today we are talking about a brand new mask that was just recently released from Maysama. If you guys are familiar with the Maysama Green Rooibos Press Serum, I am on, I believe this is either my 4th or my 5th bottle. I love this serum. Initially, Bev sent it to me to try out, and I fell in love with it, and I have just been eating it up ever since. It is a fantastic serum to use with your LED light therapy, specifically red light therapy. I know that the research on that is funky and flawed. I know, believe me, I know. However, I have personally noticed such a difference in when I use the Maysama serum versus when I don't, when I'm doing my light therapy, that for me, it just makes sense to keep combining them because my skin looks its brightest, its most plumped and delightful for my age and for what my skin is, because my skin isn't perfect, right? Like, I still, at this age, I'm almost 43, I still deal with enlarged pores. I still deal with my pores clogging because of those enlarged pores, so I have to stay on top of them all the time. I have very oily skin, and I obviously still have all of the aging concerns that anyone heading into the mid-40s has. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I just find that specifically this product here has gone such a long way in helping my skin look a lot more youthful, a lot more refined, and just plumped and just pretty for what it is. I'm really happy with my skin. I don't usually like bragging about my skin, and I never did in the past. Believe me, at 25, I piled on so much makeup that it was ridiculous. And you could just tell I had terrible skin underneath it. And I don't know why I didn't think that through back then, but it wasn't until I hit my mid-30s that I was like, skincare. I should get into that. Makes a difference, you guys. Anyway, back to Maysama. Okay, in full disclosure, I do chat with Bev, who is the creator behind the Maysama skincare brand. So I know Bev. I just really like her as a human being, and I think she's a very genuine person. And I love that she is a woman who just rocks this business, and she makes great product. She does her research. She looks for ethically sourced ingredients, and she's just a great human being. So I love Bev. Bev did send me this mask. So in full disclosure, this was sent to me. All opinions are still my own. One thing that I always appreciate about Bev is I never actually have to tell her that no matter what, I'm gonna be honest in my review. There are a lot, let me just tell you, there's a lot of skincare companies that get in touch with me, and I'm happy to try products, but I always tell them, just so you know, if I don't like this, or if this does something to my skin that I don't appreciate, I'm probably gonna say that in my video. And so I just want you to know, if you are sending this product, you are agreeing to me giving an honest review. There are several companies that have either A, never emailed me back, or B, said, no thanks. if we're gonna send you something, then here are the talking guidelines. I will not ever go just by their talking guidelines. It's not worth the integrity, like putting my integrity at risk for that. It just really isn't. So anyway, that being said, Bev sent this to me. All opinions are still my own, but she actually says, even if you don't ever talk about it, just let me know your thoughts, just email me. So there's never any pressure, and she wants me to be honest. So I've been using this for the last couple weeks, so it hasn't been a whole lot of time. This I've been using for a while, and I love it. This I'm still fairly new to, but so far, so good for sure. And one of the things that I appreciate about this particular mask is that it takes the smallest amount. This green Rooibos brightening mask here, so the size is 1.69 fluid ounces. You almost use the amount, in fact, it is like the amount that I typically use for a moisturizer on my face. So it's not a lot. You do not slather a thick layer of this on. You're just wasting the product. You don't need to do that. In terms of texture, it has such a delightful light texture that very quickly absorbs into the skin. You can see that little tiny bit. That will do the entire top of my hand, and I can start bringing it down. Like it spreads. The goal is to have a nice thin layer all over, not a thick one. You're just wasting product that way. Thin layer, that's where it's at. So in terms of scent, this doesn't have a fragrance in it. What you smell is kind of that light Rooibos tea note. Like that's what I smell. There's nothing in here to cover up the fragrance in any kind of way. It just is the smell of ingredients, if you will. Speaking of ingredients, let's talk about what's in here. I did make some notes to myself, although you can actually find a lot of the information on the back of the bottle, but let's get into it. So obviously in here, one of the main ingredients is going to be that green Rooibos. That is a really important ingredient to Bev. She deals with a lot of sensitivities in her skin, and so she actually developed this product to help soothe her easily irritated, somewhat more sensitive skin type. I think Bev and I are like polar opposites on skin types. This is like rhino hide here, and I think she deals with maybe some rosacea, just a lot more sensitive skin than I do. But this product could work well on either skin type. So the green Rooibos is meant to be anti-inflammatory and soothing to the skin. I would absolutely agree with that. Whenever I have any type of irritation, a lot of times I do just take a little tiny bit of this and put it in an area that either is overly dry or irritated. Maybe I don't know, got my tretinoin a little bit too close to the corners of my mouth or around the folds of my nose, which by the way, you're supposed to avoid those areas. Sometimes I don't. And so I will get some of that irritation and flaking. And so I just take a little dab of that and just like rub it in those areas. Soothes them right away. It takes away that itch that dry flaking skin can sometimes have. You look like a nut job when you're like scratching the corners of your mouth, right? This soothes it right away. And then I also make a mental note to not get that close to those areas again. Inevitably, I get a little carried away. Anyway, so also in here is 3% tranexamic acid. I really appreciate that she broke down the percentages. I think that is good information to have. As you guys know, tranexamic acid is really great at helping to deal with hyperpigmentation. It's going to even out your skin. Really great ingredient for those of you that maybe have some melasma or other hyperpigmentation problems. It's a very gentle acid as well. There is 4% niacinamide in here. As you guys know, it supports the skin's barrier and function. It improves the texture of skin, and I am the first to say that I am a proud niacinamide user. I use the Paula's Choice 20% niacinamide, which that concentration can be irritating. If you don't have tough rhino skin like I do, I would not recommend the 20% for those with sensitive skin. But But for me, it works the best at shrinking the pores, specifically on my nose. The 10% that I used from Paula's Choice did great all over the face, but it never really affected my nose pores. Boy, did it make a difference on the nose pores when I switched over to the 20%. Niacinamide also helps to control excessive oil production. So always a good thing if you have oily skin. If you've not incorporated niacinamide, may I recommend doing so? Find a concentration that works for you. For some of you, it might be a much lower concentration. For some of you, it might be the 20% like it is for me. Sometimes playing around with skincare is a real thing. All right, 2% alpha-arbutin is also in here. This is known as a skin brightener. It helps to fade that hyperpigmentation. So again, in conjunction with that tranexamic acid, it's gonna help to sort of brighten and even everything out again. There's also 2% kombucha in here, which can help to regulate your skin's microbiome. I love to personally consume kombucha. It's rich in a lot of B vitamins, so I think it's B1, B2, B6, and B12. Anything that you can do to help regulate your skin's microbiome, I think is a fantastic thing, and I love the fact that this incorporates it in there. Overall, here's what I've noticed from using this 3 times a week for the last couple of weeks. My skin is soothed, it's plumped, it feels hydrated. In full disclosure, I don't have really any hyperpigmentation that needs any fading right now. I just, at this point in the game, I'm pretty happy with my skin. But I also love a nice soothing mask that just allows me to relax, that gives my skin an extra shot of great ingredients, solid ingredients that are proven to be effective, and it's a fantastic mask. And I love the fact that it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask when you're wearing it, because this is what it looks like on your skin. Do you see this? This has now completely dried down, and it literally feels like there's nothing on my skin. What you're gonna do after about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes I've left it on just even longer because I forget that I have a mask on. I've left it on as long as 30 minutes. Afterwards, take a nice soft washcloth and just wash it off your skin, and then go in with your skincare routine. Very simple to use, and it really does prep the skin for everything else to go on afterwards. And I like this mask. I find it to be pretty darn fantastic. Now, Maysama is going to also be launching a brand new resurfacing toner. I'm really excited to try that out from Maysama. I love a good resurfacing toner. And knowing that Bev is creating it already basically tells me that it's going to be extremely gentle but effective. So I'm very excited to try that out. Now, Bev is also creating a bundle that is going to be released in September that will have all 3 of her available products at that point, which is the Green Rooibos Brightening Mask, her pressed serum, as well as that new resurfacing toner. She is working on getting the packaging for that so that she can actually mail that to people. These are things that like I never even thought about, is you have to find packaging for your products, not just develop the products themselves. So she's working on getting that together. It should be ready to go in September. So if you want to try all 3 core products from her line, that bundle is going to be available. I do think that my discount code that she gave me still works, which will give you 10% off of either this or whatever you want to buy from Maysama. So give it a try. I'll put the information in the description box down below. There's a separate link for those of you in England. Is it still going to be called the UK? I'm not sure. But there's a link for those of you in the UK, and then there is a link for everybody else. I think the discount code is the same no matter what link you use. So anyway, I'm really excited for Bev. I think this is a fantastic new product in her line, and I cannot wait to see where she goes in the future with this particular line. The products are really fantastic. They are at a higher price point, and I absolutely appreciate that. For some people, these are out of their budget. If you are someone who wants to try some green tea products, I have been using the Isntree green tea line, and I think that is a solid line to check out as well. So if this particular line is not in your budget, I will put a link to the Isntree as well down below, the different products that I've tried from them that I think are equally as lovely. The formulations are definitely different, but I do think that if you are wanting to try this particular ingredient, that might be a good place to start. And you know, eventually you might think about splurging, but at least it gives you an opportunity to try it. So please let me know if you guys have any questions at all. I'll put links for everything in the description box down below. And I do want to say a huge congratulations to Bev on this launch. I know she's been working on it for quite some time, and I really think she knocked it out of the park with this one. And I'm a huge fan. I know that I will continue to purchase this product myself. So yeah, there you guys go. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.